Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Timberborn and the Great Lakes districts. The beavers are just waking up now. Some of them are thirsty, some of them are hungry, but they have lots of food. And they have been working away quite a bit on the projects that we had them start on last episode. So they've been kind of working away at this stuff here. It's a bit far away and we don't quite have all of the resources for that. But they seem, yeah, there they go. And they're building this here to be able to, because we need to be able to switch this production up to here. So they've been working away at this and slowly working their way through this because we really need to get an elixir plant going somewhere in here. But when I was thinking about it, I think that there's a different plan that we need, because one of the issues that I ended up having with the with this is the droughts. And the biggest way to prevent things from drying out during a drought is to have a lot of water saved up. So what I was thinking, since this here is flooding and this is flooding and we seem to have a backlog of water that's going up to at least a second block, what I was thinking is making this a reservoir. Now, this is only going to end up working during droughts because we still need this bypass to work when bad tides hit, which is why I was thinking as well having a second reservoir over here. Because if we can fill this area here up with 2 blocks worth, it can fill in from here. So then all of these areas are going to be filled. And we'll end up having lots of water stored up. I mean, it's not going to be a lot more, but we've got 2 whole levels of water that we can do. But to do that, we're going to end up having to plug up a few things, make some changes over here, and we'll have to make some changes over here as well. So I guess let's get to it. First thing we're going to end up needing is we're going to need to block off this spot here. And to do that, we're going to have to get some beavers over here. So we're going to have to path over to here. And I think the easiest way to do that is going to be here. Now, since we have lots of other projects going, we're definitely going to have to rely on the prioritization to get this done. How are we on logs? Yeah, so we should be fine on logs. And I'm just going to do that. This way, this is going to end up blocking off this overflow, and it'll prevent this from going this way. We'll make a path here at least. Now, the other thing that we're going to end up needing is to fix this, because this is only 1 high. And with this, even with this closed, it still end up going over to here. So this is going to have to be 2 high. But in addition to that, we're going to end up having, oh, look at that, a drought. We're too, we weren't quick enough. What I'm thinking is we continue this, but over to here. So, not there. We'll do that like that. And is this a good idea? Yeah, because I think if we put 2 here and then 2 here, this should open things up. Now, it's not going to be... It still should be 4 of these, so it should work. And if we end up putting in that, and then that and that, that should give enough. But we're going to put a priority on this here first and these guys, and then build this afterwards. We've got all the pathing and everything that they should need. So that should work well. Theoretically, because this is still 4. Even if it overflows a little bit into over this, it should be fine as long as there's enough flow throughput through this to be able to get through this. It should be fine. Although I'm wondering whether that needs to be gotten rid of. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. Because this should flow this way and this way in addition to flowing that way. So theoretically, that should end up opening up the sides of these blocks to being able to have some flow. Yeah, I think that's good. And we'll prioritize that. And then prioritize these guys afterwards. So that's that side done, and all we need to do is copy these settings to this and this, and then just make some adjustments, because this is height maximum of 1, because that's the height that it'll do. We just need to boost this up to 2. And that should be the settings set there. Now, this will still end up working as intended, in that it's going to end up allowing for the bad tide to work, because both this and this are going to open up every time there's a bad tide, so it should be fine. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. Now, the next thing we're going to have to worry about, which is a very long way away, is this part here. We could build dams up to this part, but the reality is that all of this area here, like the amount of wood that we'd end up having to go through to be able to do that, it's just much easier to have this here. And in future, if we ever want to use this as a bypass of some sort, we can do that. And in fact, well, no, because as soon as this lets go, it's going to end up doing there, so we shouldn't need a secondary. So what I was thinking is we could have this as a secondary outlet to get the bad water out, but honestly, that's not a huge deal. So we're going to have to get some pathing up to here. I'm not sure which is the best way to do it, because I don't know whether the direct route through here is better than pathing up to here. You know what? We're going to do both. So I'm going to put this here like that. And I'll build a path here like this. And then I'm also going to build a path out like this. This way they can choose which path is going to be the easiest for them, and they'll just go wherever they want. And then, since we don't need this as a secondary exit point, I'm just going to use levees for this and just block it right off. Just because I think that's the easiest way to get that taken care of. And that should be good there. So with this, we should be able to increase the height of this and increase the height of this afterwards. And this will fill up with up to 2 meters of water, as opposed to what we had before, which is only just over a meter of water. And the only reason it was more than a meter of water is just because it was overflowing over this spot. So with all of this blocked off, we should have 2, and then once this is set up, we should have up to 2 meters of water available within this whole area. These guys are done here, so this is good. They will finish off this soon. So we will end up working on setting up for the other reservoir. The advantage that this is going to end up having is that if this is up to 2 meters of water, that means that we can have 2 meters of water anywhere else. We don't want 2 meters of water here, because then it's going to end up flooding out these plants here, and they're going to end up dying just the same as if a drought is happening. We want this to continue working, because this is going to end up continually filling this part here. So having this filled with 2 meters of water is going to be an advantage. Now, what I'm thinking is we just dam up the widest point here, or the thinnest point here, because that will end up giving us the most amount of control over the water, and then it can go up to here. Now the downside is that all of this, we need to be able to fill in this area here with 1 more block worth of barrier to be able to get this going. So what I'm thinking is we go across here, clean this up, and then we'll have to increase the priority on it, just because we're going to end up needing the pathing for this. But yeah, I did that wrong. I'm going to put that there like that. We get our path in here. Now, this is going to be a permanent one. I need to put a temporary path in to access this, just because otherwise it's going to end up having some issues, because I'm not I like to have this symmetrical, so I want to have that symmetrical. But we'll need a some stairs there, and we will need to clear out not buildings. I need to delete rubble. No. Yeah, that. So we're going to clear out this stuff here along here. Like this. all the way along this edge. Except to here, because I think this is probably a good point. Although, for the sake of cleanliness, I'm going to put that there. So then, let's prioritize that. And prioritize this here. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. I'm going to put 2 wide on this. The reason being is because then I can path along the side of this without any issues. And then these guys should be able to clean this up pretty quickly, and I can also have some of them working on putting up the barriers. So I think that's the best of both worlds, and having a secondary path here means that there's a secondary point that they can actually start building stuff, which means that we should be able to get them to work even faster on this. So now that they've gotten that going, we just need to start putting levees in here. And I'm putting a levee here only because... oh. I messed up on this. Alright, well, we'll change the design a little bit. Because now I can't do my idea. Because if I put it like this, they can't path to here. Which is unfortunate. So, what... I'm going to change this design to be like that. It's a little bit weird, but I don't know. I like to have the bridges across things, so... Okay. Droughts ended. And all of this seemed to survive, so we didn't end up killing off anything, so everything seemed to be alright for that. But still, if we could have another buffer for this, that would be great. Because having more water available to us, regardless of whether it's stored up in tanks or whether it's just sitting there, it's going to end up being more beneficial regardless. So let's continue going on this. Oh, I think I messed up on this, or maybe it actually messed me up on this. I'm going to do that. You know what? Let's just do that. Clear that out. If we start using this, we can replant stuff, so I don't think it's a huge deal. And these guys don't really prefer berries, and I think the berries... I think the biggest use it has is for the the cure for bad water contamination, so I think we should be fine. Okay, so first we path out like that. And I'm gonna have the same issue here because I'm not taking... I keep forgetting to take into consideration how much I'm gonna need for the path and the levees. And I don't really need this. This area here really doesn't do very much, so let's just close that off there like that. I'll path in a little bit more. Is that gonna get what I need? It doesn't look like it. Then I'm also gonna have a second path here like this over to here. And then we have, with this path here, we've got full access to all the areas over here. One of the biggest things is going to be over here, because over here we have some ruins that are now completely gone. So, nothing to do in range. So I am going to go and pause these guys. We'll use those guys somewhere else. And then when that ends up getting depleted, which is already, so let's just leave these. So these ruins are down, gone completely, which means that we're going to need another source for metal. And these ruins are probably the best ones that we can get for the time being. At least I don't think so. Where's the... Where else is there ruins? Because there's these ones here. These ones here are even farther out. As far as space is concerned, there's probably... This one's probably the closest. Because none of these are out. And I don't think we're at a point where we can start using the underground ruins, so... I think if we start tapping into this, we should be a lot better. But we are going to need a way to get there, and I'm gonna try something, and I'm not sure if it's gonna end up working. Because once this is full, this is gonna end up being two blocks high, so it's gonna be 2 meters. What I'm thinking is if I put this here like that, can I get down to this with just having this? I don't know. So we're going to try this first and see how it goes. Otherwise, we're going to end up having to figure something out, probably damming this off and then getting the water out of it. But I think for now, we'll just do this and then clear this part here out. And then once this is cleared out, we can... yeah, that's probably a decent plan there. And then... Once this is cleared out, I'll use this as a point to put the scavenger, what are they? Yeah, there's a scavenger flag for metal scraps, and see if they can reach this without any issues. But we'll have to wait until all of this is built first. In the meantime... What I'm thinking is I also utilize this. Because this is also a close by one, and if we have extra... I mean, having an extra spot to mine stuff is not really going to be that big of a deal. The only issue is that we're going to end up having to path out to it. So first thing we're gonna have to do is get a way over here, which I don't have to worry about bad tides. So what if I just do that? And then they can actually get an additional bonus out of this. In that they'll be able to get the wet bonus on that. And just for the sake of speeding things up, I'm going to end up doing that. And I'm going to put a priority on this as well. And those. Because if they end up putting a priority on that, that should end up helping things out. Now, we're going to end up having to clear out these trees. Since I don't need any additional logs, what I'm going to do is just clear it out and be done with it. I can worry about trees later. We have a decent source of trees and logs right now, so I don't think we really need to worry about that. We'll prioritize that. Then once they end up clearing out this spot here, we can path farther out. Because I think if we can path out to here and get over to here, the biggest issue is going to be trying to get to here while these trees are here. So probably the best way is gonna be if I run a path to here. Stairs up to that. We'll do some platforms over to there, and then I'd love to be able to use this natural one and then just go down to here, but the problem is they can't take down trees unless they're on the same level, and there's, except for way over here, there's no easy spot to put it. So what I'm thinking is pathing over to here. Put that there. Couple of stairs. Oh, and actually we need that path there as well. And then we can path out to here. Oh, cool. Now we're gonna need metal scavenger flags like that, and hopefully they don't get flooded out at any point in time, but which seems to be a risk. But I think that if we end up fixing the flow issues and push things towards the other way, I think we're going to be fine. If I can reduce a flow that's of water over here, we're not going to have any issues with flooding, because the biggest issue with the flooding here is that this is trying to fill this up here, and then we've got additional water coming through. So if we end up preventing that water from coming through that way, then we're not going to have any issues. Once this is blocked off, this water is not going to end up coming through here. It has to go through this direction, which means that we're not going to be going over on top of that dam. So that should fix everything. Theoretically. I mean, everything works in theory. And we're just going to prioritize all of that, and we should be good. Everything there should end up flowing as it should. Once they close up this and they close up that, we should be fine. Now, since they've cleared out this area here, now I can do what I intended to do, and that is I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to put a couple of scavenger flags over to here in the hopes that, yeah, and see, they can access a little bit of it, but not a lot. So I'm going to put one scavenger flag down for the time being. And we're going to have to think about a way of getting them to the other areas. So what I'm thinking is... if I build some platforms... yeah, see, he's already getting this, so they don't have an issue with being able to get this from here. It's the biggest issue is I can't have this in water. I need it to be able to be above water. So that's why I'm thinking that if I just do a platform that they can access and that's it, that should be more than enough. So kind of like that, and then up to there, and then we've got platforms here, and then there. That should work. They're up out of the way. They're local to this. Their pathing is going to be a very long way away from their house and from the food, but I mean, it should be fine, theoretically. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll find out. That should keep them happy. That should get everything the way that it needs to. And everything is flowing. So they've got all of this blocked off. We've got this at 2. And this is working fine as well. So this is going to end up, oh, but this is not, oh, no. Yeah, that's correct. So this is blocked off. This is 1.65. In fact, I honestly think this is working out better than than I thought. Okay. Perfect. We'll just get rid of these guys now. And they can clean up the mess that I made. And everything's good. So everything's blocked off. We should still be all right in the case of a bad tide. Now, the one issue is that we're going to end up having bad water flowing through here, but it would still flow through this. So I think that we should be all right. The contamination should be kept to a minimum. We could probably do with a better solution than this, but for the time being, I think that's going to end up doing the trick. Now, are these guys... you know what? I'm going to get rid of this. No, I'm going to pause it. That way they can still clean up this, but I'll be able to recoup the beaver. So that is good there. These guys are working here, so we've got 2 guys working here on this set of ruins. We've got 2 guys working on this set of ruins, and so we should have a steady stream of metal coming in at any point in time. Now, how are they doing over here? They're doing really well. So we've got bad water getting collected. I forgot to shut this off when that one was built, but we're fine. I am going to get rid of this one here and get our resources back. And I'm going to get rid of that. And we'll transfer all of the collection up to here. So the next thing is going to be to try and get the bad water production and the what's the other thing? I think the centrifuge is what I wanted. Yeah, so we need to get centrifuge going so that we can get extract back. But I think that's gonna be for next time, because I think that's all the time that I have for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you want to support the channel, or if you want to just stay up to date on new videos coming out, please feel free to subscribe. And if you really want to support the channel even further, I have a link to Patreon down in the description and as well as on my channel. But from me and the Beavers, this will be it. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.